Is anyone else in their 30s and has almost zero female friends that live even remotely close to you? I always thought that I would have this group of girls that everyone talks about. My girls, your ride or die. They do anything for you. I never really had that group. And now that I'm in my 30s and I'm a mom, I find it so hard to even invest into a new friendship. Like I feel like I don't have the capacity. And so I feel like I'm gonna die alone without any girlfriends.
The loneliness of lacking female friendships in your 30s is a very specific type of isolation in which you feel like if you didn't make lifelong friends in high school or in college that stuck around and became your ride or dies, that you just kind of missed the boat and you missed the opportunity, and like something's wrong with you, as if you're not going to have this chance to make these really amazing connections ever again. I had my oldest daughter when I was 17, so inevitably lost all my friends and just never really had the opportunity to make those deep connections as I got older. I did make some connections and some friendships over the years, of course, but nothing that really stuck. I met some friends in nursing school, went through some bad friendship breakups, and have just not found any of my people. And it makes me feel so sad. And I'll see posts of like all these amazing girls' trips and friends that have grown up and just gotten to do all these incredible things together and that are just there for each other no matter what. And I'm like, why don't I have that? But now I am a year and a half postpartum again with my second, and I don't know where I would even find the time to try to seek out new friends, let alone like have the time to make these deep connections that require close proximity that you might find in an office job or at school in these like forced situations. Not to mention all the connections I do make tend to be people online that I don't actually get to meet in person because everyone lives so far away. It can just feel so lonely, and it's just something I really wish I had. Like, I wish I could be there for someone like that. I wish I could have a ride or die. I wish I could be that person that someone calls when they need something, and I wish I had that too. And I don't know if I'll ever have it, and it makes me sad.
30 years old is probably when you stop making like real lifelong friends.
Yes.
I would say. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 30. I would say it might even be like, yeah, 30.
If you're out there making lifelong friends past the age of 30, it's because they need something from you, or you need something from them.
I'm going to get a text message.
Transactional.
We're going to probably get text messages from people after this discussion, but I think the rule is like every year past 30, you lose 2 friends.
Yeah.
Just
right.
not even on purpose.
I'd say
just you lose track of friends, and then eventually you just die with no one.
Yeah, I'd say if you're
not to get bleak.
If you're past
I lost
30,
a lot of money gambling responsibly this weekend. Not to get bleak. You die with no one.
Are we ready to talk about people in their 30s who have no friends?
So I've actually been thinking about this a lot, and I think I may have a bit of an answer to this. So earlier this year, I read the book All About Love by Bell Hooks, and she actually talks about how the patriarchal structure of the nuclear family creates isolation within these nuclear families, and how it usually works under a patriarchal structure is that the husband is the head of the household, the wife is second, and the children are under the wife and ultimately under the husband. So it kind of works as this hierarchical kind of structure. And she also talks about how the nuclear family structure is isolated from community, how this also upholds capitalism. When the family is isolated from community, they're geared to buy more things to keep up with the Joneses, buy more things to keep up with the family unit, things like that. She also talks about how she lost a lot of her good girlfriends because once her friends got into relationships, they basically abandoned her. Now, how does this all relate to what I'm saying? Well, I do feel that what she stated in that book is in line with the reason why when we get to a certain age in our 30s, we do not have the same friendship structure that we did in our 20s and maybe in our teenage years and maybe when we were children. The reason I'm saying this now is I'm 32 and I'm realizing that there's like this huge shift in priority when it comes to my peers and the people around me. There's nothing wrong with this priority. There's nothing wrong with people wanting to have nuclear families, to be in relationships with their partner and to think of the long haul. But I'm somebody in my life who is in some ways trying to divest from the mindset of prioritizing a relationship and prioritizing creating a family over my community, being close to my parents, being close to friends, etc. But I am concerned because I am going to be going to a new city and I'm going to try to make new friends as well. I am concerned with the fact that the women that I do meet are not going to prioritize friendship. They're going to prioritize their relationship or families. And there's nothing wrong with prioritizing that, but at times it can be very hard to have friends who only prioritize those things, significant other, their nuclear family. So you get the point. And I think the main reason this conversation has been very popular amongst women, especially in their 30s, is because it's very hard to meet people who do not prioritize a significant other over friendship. And I'll also throw in the fact that people do not know how to have friends while trying to maintain a nuclear family because of the structure and the way it was set up.
Hi, my name is Kitty and I am almost 30 and I don't have any friends. So I know what you're wondering. How are you almost 30 years old and you don't have any friends? Like no one that you can hang out with, no one that you can talk to. It's pretty sad, huh? Yeah, I definitely agree. I just don't have anyone in my life that I can go to and talk to about my problems or hang out with or any people that I can trust. I have depression, PTSD, anxiety, bipolar disorder, and all sorts of different things. And it just makes making friends really hard for me. It is so hard for me to trust people, and I have tried to make friends, but it is so hard when you are an adult. People are busy. I myself am really busy. I am working, and I'm also in grad school full time, so it makes trying to make friends almost impossible. And it's really hard. It's really hard to be in my life and feel lonely constantly. It's really, really hard to not have people that I feel like I can just go to and can understand me. And if I just need support, they're there. Or if I want to do stuff, if I want to go places or do things, I don't have anyone. I do have a boyfriend and he's super supportive. But it's just not the same. Because he's my boyfriend and I really want to have friends outside of my relationship. So the whole purpose of me making this TikTok is just to just reach out to people who are in a similar situation like me and for them to know that they're not alone. There are people out there who are, going through similar things, who don't have friends, who don't have people that they can hang out with and talk to and trust, and are virtually lonely 24/7. It's going to be okay for us. It hurts. It really does. But I'm sure and I'm hoping and praying that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
So I've just had a realization that I'm turning 31 in a few months' time and I have no friends. And it makes me feel so defective. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me, that it seems like everyone else has friends and I'm just the weirdo that somehow has gotten to this point in their life and I don't have anyone. other than, you know, my husband and my daughter. I don't have anyone, I don't have any girlfriends, you know, to be silly with and do all the girly things that, you know, would be nice to do occasionally. Like, why is this so hard? I feel defective, but I know I'm not the only one who doesn't have friends at this point, and it's so disheartening, I guess, that there's so many people that surely are in the same position that I am, and we're all just putting up with it. Like, I can't be the only woman that feels this way, yet I can't seem to make a connection with anyone, you know, constantly getting ghosted on, you know, Bumble, you know, things like that. I'm putting myself out there, yet it's just hard. It's hard work. So I'm just being vulnerable. Maybe something could come from this. I don't know. I needed to vent, I guess. Hopefully, feel like I'm not the only one that's the weirdo, the loser that has no friends and they're just turning 31 soon. Yeah, so I don't know.